Hi all and welcome back. In today's Dynamo script, we'll be creating a new floor plan based on the extents of a room boundary. Uh, there's going to be a few different variations to this Dynamo script, just mainly to handle rooms with curves um, or arcs, because when we set our new view to the room boundary edge of the room boundary, we can't have curves in our crop box. So uh, I'll show you how to get around that problem. So let's get into it. Now we'll be using a few nodes from the Arculab package, so make sure you have that installed. So we'll start by floor plan by rooms. Select model element to get our room. We need our string to give our new name a prefix, a number so we can set the offset of our boundary, and a boolean to the run it, which is just like a run the run the script and kind of like a reset kind of thing as well. So let's select our room. Let's give it a prefix of text. Let's set the offset to 1. Let's set that true. So we created our new view here. Got the prefix set in our view name, and where's the crop box? You can see our crop box has been offset from the room boundary. Now this is pretty much all you need for a simple room like this. It works, it gets the job done, um, but it gets a little tricky when we get into rooms that are a little bit more irregular in shape. So let's switch to this one. Let me reset this, and we'll hit run. So there we go. It's cropped it, but you can see it hasn't really followed the extent of the room boundary itself. It's kind of ignored these kind of returns. So you'll have to go through and manually hide, uh, everything in this space. Now, that's fine. It's a little bit more work. You can still use this. It's still cropped the view. It still gave it, its name. But um, if we want to actually follow the room boundary, we'll have to alter this a little further. So let's delete that. Let's delete this view. So we need to get our own room boundary, room core boundary, plug that from our room. Let's freeze this. Let's just hit run so we can see what's going on. So you can see our room boundary here, made up from all these different lines for each edge. Now we need to condense that down into one polycurve line. Well, we don't want that. We want by joined curves. Let's plug that in. Let's run that. And there you go. There you have it. So from here, let's just move that aside. And let's create a view template for our new, set a view template for our uh, new view. Let's plug it into there. And let's get a node called view templates, which is just a drop down filled with all the templates in the project, and plug that into there. So that will create our view template. Now, we've got our room boundary here, so we'll need to offset this boundary because we removed the node from over here. So we'll need the, I think it's the offset, offset many, offset many. We will need this node and plug our polycurves into there. We'll need a number node to specify the offset. Now this offset works a little different. Here we had it set to 1 or 2. This one we'll need to actually set it to the actual, the actual thickness of the wall if we want to go to the extent of the outside edge of the wall from the room. So let's get a boolean, set that to false, the extend circular, and we'll set that to, let's say 200, and we'll run, and there you go. Let's create another polycurve, offset 200 from that. And what we need to do is now assign this curve, polycurve, to the crop box of this view. So we will need set crop box by curves. Plug that into our new view. And we need curves, polycurves, plug that into our polycurve here, and our curves into the set crop box by curves. Let's unfreeze that. Let's reset this thing, and let's hit run. So there we are. Let's create a new room. It's got our prefix, sorry, a new view. Let's create our prefix, set our view template, and it's created a crop box that goes to the full extent of the room. Now, when we get to curved rooms with curves in them, we'll select the curves, the room with the curve, this one, and we'll see what happens. Hit run. So it's still created, that's fine. Still got the view template, but you can see it just kind of puts a crop box. It's it's still cropped that room. It's still kind of equally offset the crop box, you know, but it, it, it's still kind of, it still hasn't gone around to the extent of the room on these straight edges, um, which is what we want to do. And then finish this corner off with either a straight edge like this, or straight corner, or create a diagonal line, um, depending on, I guess, what you want with this type of room. So let's go back over here. Now, we don't need to change this too much. We got pretty much most of the um, work done here. So we will need to unhook the, I think we will need to unhook it from here. Let's pull this aside. And from here, I mean, we probably can use this boundary, but probably doubling our work here, but it's fine. We'll just do this. So we'll freeze this guy, and we'll hit run. So now we have our list, but you'll see in our list here, list of lines, we got an arc. Now we need to filter out that arc. So let's get a filter by bull mask going. And let's go string from object. So let's convert all these lines here to a string, and then string contains. Plug that in string, just to get a code block, and we want to search for the word arc. Put that into there. Plug the string contains into our mask, and we'll hit run. Now you can see, where are we here? This code block where we put arc has gone through all these string lines here, and it's found arc in index 1, and it's set it to true. So over in our bull mask here, we can see our arc has come up in our in list, and the rest of the lines have gone out into our out list. So what we need to do is get this out list. So let me just create a new list. Let's create. Oh, from the out, hit run. So these are the lines that we'll be using. Now, I wonder if, there we go. So we have a double up here, so I think we'll preview that. Preview. There we go. So this is what we'll be left with in the end. So again, each edge has been output into its own individual line. Let's make a poly curve from that by joined curves. Let's preview that. So now we've got one curve, but it's still got a gap in the middle. So what we want to do is we want to close this gap off. So we can use poly curve close with line. Hook that up into there. Hit run, and you can see it's automatically closed that line off, point to point. So now we can plug this into our view, our offset. So let's grab this, let's plug this into our offset, and let's unfreeze this, come back over here, let's reset it. Where's our offset down here? Let's still keep it at 200. Let's say test 1, set it true, and we'll run. Oh, I think we've, oh, there it is. I don't know where that one came from. So here we go. Here's our crop view. It's gone to the extent and it's cut across here now. All we need to do is just bring this out, and there you have it. So, little work to, uh, you know, uh, to extend this out. Maybe you still have something here that you need to hide, but it's cropped off perfectly the rest of the room. And yeah, it works actually pretty well for this type of room where you really have the one edge. Now this script here, as it stands, is not really cut out for rooms with multiple um, curves. So let's do this one. So here we've got a curve on each corner here. So let's come back up here now. Again, what we have is pretty much all we need, except for these, how we close off the curve here. So we don't need this one. And I think we need to insert one here. So let's break this off. We still need the bi-joined curves. Let's still plug our poly curve into that. And what we need is from springs is merge line loop. There we go. Plug that into our lines out into our curves and our poly curves, and our margin set at 2500. It's all good. So let's call this test 2. You just select this first, run it. Alright, select this room. Alright, 200, fine, so code blocks 25, alright. So let's hit true, and we'll run that. So there we are, test 2. It's created a view template, um, and it's gone to the extent of our room, and at the curves, it's actually extended the crop to meet, to meet up. So we'll go back over here. So we'll hide, where's this geometry coming from? Maybe we'll hide line loop merge. Weird, it's calling up that one. Oh, I think because I've got it set to there. So let's go preview geometry. There we go. Sorry, it's because I had this view active. So you can see that this is our room boundary on the inside edge here without the curves. And what this has done, preview geometry, it's just extended that room, those room lines to meet, and then um, convert it into a polyline, and then obviously this is our offset here. So there you have it. A few different scripts, all of them, are, they all work, good for each variation. It's just, you may have to do a bit more work, but um, it's all up to you, I guess, on how you would use this. Um, so you can set this up to be used in the player as well. I would set this up as uh, obviously have your inputs here. So let's go is input the string. Let's go rename prefix is input. And let's go rename boolean. Let's say on off um, is input. Rename. Actually, view templates. We can keep it like that. Is input and our offset for our crop. Let's go is input. Let's go rename crop box offset. All right. So let's go file. Let's save this. Create view from room. Find the spelling. So let's bring this aside. Let's get our Dynamo player. All right, here we go. So let's select our room. Let's say 250. Let's give it let's put the site plan. Yeah, I think that's all you need. Oh, let's say play a test. And we'll hit run. There we go, play a test. In the suffix, we've got our site plan template, and we've got our crop box. So there we go. There we have it. Uh, I'll put this in a link in the description so you guys can download it. And hope you guys enjoyed, and hope to see you all again for our next script. Thanks, guys.